Perpetuating factors. Why do I still feel so strange? For many people, the experience of alienation and feelings of unreality disappear spontaneously after a short time. Unfortunately, this is not the case for all sufferers. As already shown, there are numerous triggers that can cause long lasting or recurring feelings of depersonalization or derealization. In addition, perpetuating factors can be found in most sufferers, for example, factors that contribute to feelings of alienation and unreality either persisting over time or recurring in a disturbing way. These include: I don't know why I have this. Many sufferers experience feelings of unreality or alienation as not belonging to them. They have no idea why they, of all people, experience something so unpleasant. Those affected reject the symptoms completely and do not see why they should actively do something against them. Passivity towards feelings of unreality or alienation are very common. Many of those affected do not understand that they are not doing themselves any favors by adopting such an attitude and that they are not helping the unpleasant feelings to disappear. Maybe there is something wrong with my brain. Many people who repeatedly experience feelings of alienation or unreality are convinced that they are suffering from a bad illness. They evaluate the symptoms in a consistently negative way. In reality, however, alienation experiences are very common and an expression of an automatic protective function of the body. I can't think of anything else. Many people who experience alienation or unreality are preoccupied with their symptoms all day long. They constantly observe themselves, for example, checking how much they are present or constantly looking in the mirror to reassure themselves that they still exist. This gives the disturbing symptoms a lot of space. In extreme cases, those affected have no other topic or thought. There is no time for other areas of life. Such a mental focus massively restricts those affected and also robs them almost all their joy in life. I am totally limited by the symptoms. Most people who suffer permanently or repeatedly from feelings of alienation or unreality realize that these worsen in certain situations. Often these are situations with other people or stress at work or in private life. Many sufferers therefore develop marked avoidance behavior. They try to avoid all these situations in order to keep the symptoms as small as possible. In the long run, however, this leads to a narrower and narrower radius of life because people can hardly go anywhere. Some sufferers even give up work in the hope that the disturbing symptoms will then disappear. However, the opposite is the case. Those who have nothing else to do have all the more time to deal with the symptoms all day. It's my own fault that I have this. Many people who have developed chronic depersonalization or derealization due to cannabis use feel bad about this. They believe that they caused the symptoms, that it is their own fault. This may be true on the surface, but such an attitude does not help in dealing with the symptoms. Those who believe that they are to blame for their own suffering are often also convinced that they do not deserve any improvement in the situation. First, the symptoms have to go away, then I can change something in my life. Many people who experience unreality or feelings of alienation remain in extremely harmful living conditions. These include conflicts in partnerships, cramped living situations, or exploitative working conditions. However, many sufferers feel that it is not worthwhile to change these bad life situations. Why should they invest in a change if the symptoms remain? They subordinate everything in their lives to the symptoms. They only want to allow themselves a better life when the symptoms have already disappeared. In fact, however, the symptoms are to be understood as a protective symptom against negative aspects or life situations. A disappearance of the symptoms can therefore only be expected when bad life situations also have been changed.